Hey guys, it's me Jessica, aka makuplovaas, and I'm here with a review video. I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm really excited. Today we will be reviewing the Pat McGrath foundation and the Pat McGrath concealer. So if you guys are ready to jump in with me, then just keep watching. So I went ahead and I did my skincare off camera as well as my brows, but I have not sculpted my brows with concealer yet. I'm going to put on the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Instant Retouch Primer. I'm just going to rub that in with my hands, mostly putting it where I want to be really matte. Or even if it's not going to make me super matte, I just want to be like something to have some type of oil control, basically. So I guess now we can go into our foundation application. This is the packaging for the Pat McGrath foundation. I love the packaging. It is super beautiful. I love the gold lettering on it. I love the way that the package opens up and exposes the bottle. Like, you know, this foundation is a pretty penny, not gonna lie. I definitely am happy that the packaging goes so well with just the whole aesthetic of the brand. So I'm really excited. I got the color Medium Deep 22. Let me tell you, she has a lot of shades that are built very well for women of color. So it was really hard to find a foundation. I actually spent like one night, all night, going through video after video after video about people reviewing the foundation just so I can figure out what shade would go good with me, since we can't go into stores and try anything out. And honestly, I got this shade off the grace of God. I don't know how I did it, but this is like the perfect match for me right now. So I'm really happy. So again, I'm Medium Deep 22. If you want like some type of a color match with me, I also wear the, again, Makeup Forever Y505. It's a little dark for me right now, like maybe like a shade dark, because again, I'm still kind of in my winter shade. I'm getting darker as it's getting brighter and hotter outside, but yeah, I'm kind of like, I guess, in the middle of them right now. And then as far as powders, the Mineralized Skin Finish in the color Dark is like my exact color right now. When I'm really, really dark, I am the color N90 in the Cover FX powder. To the main event, which you guys have been waiting for, the actual foundation. So it's in this beautiful frosted bottle. It's got this gold label up front, and it is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. I'm just going to shake it up a little bit because it has been sitting in this packaging for a while. I just got home. As you can see, I'm back to my regular background, and yeah. So I'm going to shake it up a little bit, and I'm just going to put it on my hand. Off the bat, it is pretty runny. If you can't see, it is pretty watery. So I am going to take a foundation brush. This is the Zoeva 102 Silk Finish brush. And I'm just going to dip it in there and start dabbing it on my face where I want to apply. And I did like 1 to 1.5 pumps of this. I don't want to be too covered because I do like a lightweight foundation. Now I'm just going to blend it in. And as you guys can see, like, it is a perfect match with me. Like, I'm very happy with it. I honestly can't tell where the foundation starts and I stop, and that is honestly how a foundation should be. Beautifully. I'm going to put a little bit on my eyelids just to make sure that we're getting the whole full coverage effect, as in covering my full face. I'm gonna get a little bit more so I can put some on my chin. I kind of neglected this area. Okay. So don't forget to blend it down to the neck. And yeah. So I think I'm pretty happy with the blending of that. I think it looks really good. My first impressions are that it doesn't feel heavy. I don't feel like I am wearing foundation right now. I think I look really dewy, really glowy. You know, not a lot of people like that look, but I think it looks really good. I'm very happy with that. I do love a good glow with my look. I don't feel like it's picking up on a lot of imperfections. If you have a primer that's really doing its job, then you'll notice that it's not really falling into the crevices. It's not falling into creases, dents, pock marks, things like that. Let's move on to the concealer. So here we have the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. With this concealer, it says you get weightless, full coverage, highway performance, runway tested, mother approved. And the color that I got is M18. This again was really hard to pick because I like a specific color under my under eye. I don't like it to be too yellow and I don't like it to be too pink. If it's a neutral color, then that's fine. I can totally get away with just doing a neutral color. So again, it was hard to pick this color without being able to swatch it, but I will say I think I got the perfect shade. Okay, so this is the concealer. Again, I love the black and gold packaging. I love how cohesive everything is. I love that this is in a glass bottle. You definitely get what you are paying for with this product. Yeah, so I'm gonna use this to highlight my under eye and to sculpt out my eyebrows. I'm gonna do my eyebrows first because those take a little longer. So off the bat, you have an angled doe foot applicator. I will say that, I mean, honestly, I think it's very hard to mess up a good doe foot applicator as far as like picking one. I think this put it on very nicely. I was able to really delegate where I wanted the product to be put. All right, so now I'm just gonna get a concealer brush. And now I'm just going to carve out my brows. So I can tell you off the bat, a little bit does go a long way. Now that I have my eyebrows somewhat how I want them, I'm just gonna blend out the concealer. That blended out so easily. I will honestly say some concealers are very hard to blend out, but that one blended out very easily. I'm impressed. Okay, so this eyebrow is always on a freaking struggle bus. I don't know why. I'm gonna go back in and edit my eyebrows a little bit more and then come back. Okay, so it took a minute, but I got my brows to how I like them. Now we can start highlighting with the concealer under the eyes. Just gonna do the regular triangle. I'm gonna do a small one because I'm not sure exactly how much this is going to blend out. Don't want to be too much. And I'm going to blend it out with my beauty blender. I'm just going to spray it with some setting spray to get it nice and moist. Okay, so here's the setting spray, nice and damp. And blending out. So obviously the longer you let your concealer set, the more full coverage it will be. I'm very happy with this color. This is usually the type of color I highlight with. It's pretty neutral. I don't think it's too, it's a little yellow, but it's not like overwhelmingly yellow. I think it's a pretty good neutral shade. I think I had a little bit less on this eye than I did on this eye. Okay, I think that blended out really flawlessly. I'm Really happy with the application. I think it looks really good. I'm honestly like I don't have any complaints about it. Like, I think it looks really good. I guess the big goal is to see if it creases throughout the day. So now that we're finished, I'm just gonna go through and set my face and finish my eyes and everything, and then come back and then we'll talk more in depth about the products. Okay guys, so this is the finished look that I have come up with. I'm really happy with how everything turned out. I think my skin looks super flawless. I think that I'm just in love. Like, I'm really happy. So I'm just gonna go more in depth on the foundation. Excuse me if I look at my phone because I'm just gonna be reading a little bit off of this. So the foundation is 35 milliliters / 1.18 fluid ounces. I think that that is a pretty standard amount for foundation. I'm really happy that it seems like she's given us a pretty good amount in the bottle. Like I said, I don't really wear foundation that much, but I feel like this is going to last me a very long time. So this is $68, and you do get free shipping if you buy it on her website. I'm sure it's free shipping on Sephora as well. $68, that's a pretty hefty price point for this foundation. Do I think it's worth it? I want to say no. I want to say no so bad, but honestly, like, I think that this is amazing foundation. I feel like I could just put this on and a little bit of bronzer or contour, do some mascara. Like, I feel like I don't need to do a lot with this foundation on. I feel like it does my face justice. I feel like it just looks really flawless. The color match is absolutely like spot on with my skin tone. I know it may not be like that for everyone, but for me it's like really spot on. Like, I really like it. It has oxidized a bit, so it's a little darker now from when it started, so maybe if you are scared about the oxidizing, you can go up a shade. It says that it is an iconic foundation. It builds weightlessly from a sheer veil to flawless medium coverage in 36 universal color choices and 5 shade levels, custom curated for all skin types, tones, and undertones. So off the bat, 36 colors doesn't sound like a ton. Like, a lot of companies are coming out with 60, 100 shades, whatever. Sometimes it may not be all about like the number of shades. Like, definitely take a look and see if you can find something that works for you. As far as medium coverage, I do feel like this is medium coverage. If you build it, I think it's definitely, if you just do one pump, you're gonna get light coverage. Like, it's not going to cover probably freckles, it's not going to cover hyperpigmentation, because I do have some hyperpigmentation on the sides of my face. So I did do about 1.5 pumps just to go back over. I think 1 pump is good for the whole face, and then the half a pump to go over places that you feel like you need more coverage, like hyperpigmentation, stuff like that. I definitely feel like it's covered majority of my hyperpigmentation on the sides of my face. It's not very matte. I do notice that the areas that I set, the foundation and concealer set flawlessly, and I'll talk about the concealer in a second. But yeah, I didn't have any problems setting it. Another thing that I really like about this foundation is it works really well with other products. That's another thing that you have to look at when you buy a new foundation is it going to work with the products that you already love and use daily? I use a lot of the products that I already love using, and it has worked really good. As far as it being self-setting, I don't know. I don't know that I trust to not put powder on top of my foundation. I did just do it very lightly with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. I took a very fluffy powder brush and I just lightly dusted it all over my face just because I didn't want it to change the color of the foundation, but I did want to set it with something just because, I don't know, I'm always scared about transfer and stuff like that because, you know, women of color, we be hugging people all the time, and next thing you know, you pull your chin away and you have just stained someone's sweater, shirt, dress, whatever you want. And so I feel like powder definitely helps make it transfer a little bit less. Let's talk about the concealer now. The Sublime Perfection Concealer. So in this glass bottle you get 5 ml or 0.16 fluid ounces. I'm not sure what the standard is for concealer, but I feel like that is a pretty good amount considering the size of the bottle. So this retails for $32. This is the most I've ever spent for concealer, y'all. Trust. But this is definitely on another level. I feel like my under eye looks flawless. I honestly am not worried about how it looks on my under eye. I'm really interested to see if it creases. So far so good. It's set really well. It blended out flawlessly, as you guys could see on camera. I'm really excited about this. So I'll read the description of what it says on the website. Delivering creamy, full coverage and a natural radiant matte finish in 36 universal color choices that seamlessly complement her skin fetish. Sublime Perfection Foundation, which we're wearing. Sans creasing or caking, no filter required. So first off, the concealer blends beautifully. As far as it being full coverage, not sure how much I believe that. Maybe if you build it up. I feel like from the first layer it was I want to say about medium coverage. I feel like I've gotten a little bit better coverage under my eye than this, but it's not bad. Like if I felt like, I don't know, that I was having a really puffy eye day or my dark circles just really bothered me one day, I could definitely build this up and I probably wouldn't have a problem with it. I do think it's more of a medium to full coverage, again, because it's buildable. I do think that it honestly sets pretty matte. Like, you know, I've had other concealers where it says that it's matte and I go to set it and it's still giving me dewy. And honestly, I want to look pretty matte in the forehead area. I did put it in the forehead and the chin off camera, so I do want to look pretty matte in those areas because that's where my oil comes through. So I am feeling that it's pretty matte. Yeah, so far I don't see any creasing, I don't see any separating, which a lot of times with concealer, if it's going to separate with the other products that you put on top, it's going to separate pretty quickly, especially if it really doesn't like each other. But yeah, if you guys want to know later on if things do start separating or if I'm just not happy with the foundation, I'll post on my Instagram and I'll leave my Instagram down below. Follow me. Yeah, so also I got these during the 20% off VIP sale. It was 20% off, I believe, $100 purchase, and then 25% off if you got $150, I want to say. Don't quote me. But basically, these two together came out to be $100, and with the 20% off, I got it for $80. Do I think overall that it's worth it? I think that if you really like makeup, if you really are looking for a good foundation that's going to give you flawless complexion, flawless finish, and you have the money to spend, I think it's definitely worth it. Will I repurchase this? I'm not sure. I'm going to use it some more and then see. I honestly want to dabble in more foundations just to see if there's anything comparable to this, whether it be drugstore or high-end. But as of right now, I'm loving the two. I'm loving the two together. You'll definitely see this in more videos to come. And yeah, so if you guys really like this look, I can definitely recreate it in a video for you if you'd like. If I get about 10 likes in this video, I'll definitely recreate it for you guys. Yeah, so overall, Pat McGrath products, as far as the foundation and concealer, are an A+ in my book. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Again, I'm Jessica, aka Makeup Lover, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!